Good morning, students. So today we are going to continue to the next topic, that is the torque. So in the previous class we have understood about the center of mass of a body and the different the relationship between the linear velocity and the angular velocity. So here let us discuss about the another important concept, that is torque. So torque is represented by the Greek symbol, that is tau. So what is meant by torque is defined as it is the product of force and perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force. That is, we are going to use the formula for the torque, that is tau is equal to F into R sin theta or F into R perpendicular. So here I am going to explain it here through the help of this diagram. So let us consider here, this is the what is a point in a rigid body. O, let O is a point in a rigid body, and so here from the fixed point O, let us consider with some distance R. So there is a force is acting along this direction on the body. So let R is the distance from the fixed point of the rigid body where the line of action of the force is along this direction, and this force is making theta with respect to the R, distance R here. So now what is the line of action of the force? The line of action of the force is treated as this is the line of action of the force, and the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force. So what is the perpendicular distance? So d is the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force to the fixed point. So how to calculate d? D is nothing but here this is the right angle triangle. So therefore if you take this sin theta, so then it is opposite divided by hypotenuse. So therefore it becomes so d is equal to R sin theta. We will get d is equal to perpendicular distance, d is equal to R sin theta. So therefore, so here actually torque is nothing but force into perpendicular F into d, but d is equal to, it becomes R sin theta because R becomes here, it becomes the hypotenuse. So therefore here it becomes R sin theta. So here if it is theta is equal to 0, theta is equal to 90 degree, so then the torque value changes. Suppose theta is equal to 90 degree, then what happens? That is angle theta. So if this becomes, if it is 90 degree, then the what happens? This becomes R into F into R because sin 90 is 1. So the torque is going to be maximum. Then what is in which direction the torque is going to act? The torque is going to act along this direction. So this is the direction of the torque. So if this is the line of force acting on the body, so this is the distance from the fixed point, then the torque acting on the body is going to be along this direction. So therefore it is represented here, torque is equal to F into R. So why here F into R? Because it is understood theta is equal to 90 degree. Theta is equal to 90 degree. So that is maximum torque is acting here. So therefore here, so this is what we have represented in the diagram. This is the axis of rotation. Means so along this the body is going to rotate with this torque. The body is going to rotate. So therefore this is called as axis of rotation. This is line of action of the force. So therefore this is how we are going to understand the term torque. Torque is equal to F into R sin theta. How to define torque? It is defined as the product of the line of action of the force and the perpendicular distance from the line of action of the force. So this is how we are going to write. And dimensional formula of the torque, so that is equal to m L raised to 2 t raised to minus 2. You know how to write the dimensional formula. Here it becomes F into R. So dimensional formula of F into R. So F is m L raised to 2 t raised to minus 1. So therefore we will get m L raised to 2 t raised to minus 2. Then about this another concept, that is angular momentum. Angular momentum is represented by capital L. So here, what is angular momentum? Question arises. Angular momentum is defined as it is the moment of linear momentum. Moment of linear momentum is called as angular momentum. So here, angular momentum is represented by L is equal to capital L is equal to R cross P. So what is P? P is called as linear momentum. You know P is linear momentum. So already in the earlier classes, P is equal to, so that is M into V. This is what we represented by linear momentum. So linear momentum into R, that is arm of the force. So that is what is called as angular momentum. That is called as, defined as moment of linear momentum. So here, suppose we can explain it in the same lines as we have discussed through the torque. So let us consider here, so the body again here instead of force, so let linear momentum is acting along this direction. Therefore, so here again as we have already angular momentum is represented as a product of linear momentum and the what is called as arm of the force. So therefore here it is P is this one, this is P, and what is the perpendicular distance? This is perpendicular distance where D is nothing but R sin theta here again. So theta, if it is 90 degree, then it becomes R. So therefore L is equal to R cross P. So therefore here angular momentum, so we are going to define it through the linear momentum. So then another concept we are going to discuss here is mechanical equilibrium. After discussing the linear momentum and angular momentum, mechanical equilibrium. So mechanical equilibrium is one of the important concepts. So mechanical equilibrium of the body. Mechanical equilibrium means stableness. Then the rigid body is going to be stable. So the body is going to be stable, rigid body is said to be stable if it is going to satisfy these two conditions, that is translational equilibrium and rotational equilibrium. What is translational equilibrium? If the net forces acting on the body is equal to 0. That is, the net force means the sum of all the forces acting on the rigid body, F1 plus F2 plus so on, Fn, all the forces acting on the body, so they must be equal to 0. Suppose this is the rigid body. So if one force is acting along this direction, F1, if another force is acting along this direction, that is F2, so on the rigid body there are going to be large number of forces like this. Fn number of forces are acting on this body. So then the sum of all the forces must be equal to 0. Then the body is said to be under translational equilibrium. Means the body should not move in a straight line. Translational means straight line motion. The body should not move in a straight line motion. Then the body is said to be translational equilibrium. What is the condition for that? The forces should be equal to 0. Then another condition is there, that is rotational equilibrium. Rotational equilibrium, when the body is said to be rotational equilibrium, means if the sum of all the torques acting on the body, all the torques acting on the body should be equal to 0, then the body is said to be rotational equilibrium. The condition we are going to write for that is torque, that is tau 1 plus tau 2 plus so on, tau n should be equal to 0. So all the torques should be equal to 0. Means what is the torque? Torque is going to rotate the body. Torque is going to rotate the body. If all the torques acting on the body are equal to 0, then the body is not going to rotate. Then the body is said to be in a rotational equilibrium. So therefore, these two conditions are said to be satisfied for the body should be in a mechanical equilibrium. That is, one is translational, another one is rotational equilibrium. So then another one that is important, that is couple. What is meant by couple? So couple is defined as it is a pair of equal and opposite forces acting at two different points of a body are said to form a couple. So here a pair of equal and opposite forces acting at two different points on a body, then the system is called as a couple. For example, see here. So this is, suppose a rigid body is there. So this is one point A. At A there is a force in one direction F, and at B another point. So there is a force in the opposite direction. So both the forces are equal in magnitude, but they are in opposite direction. Then they are acting at two different points. So this is what we call as a couple. So therefore we are going to write the formula for the couple. So what is the couple acting at point A? So that is equal to force into perpendicular distance. That is, what is the force here? So this is the force. What is the perpendicular distance between these two? That is, D is the perpendicular distance. So this is the couple acting here. So what is the couple acting at point B? So this is F into D again, F into D. So the couple here, the forces are same. Therefore, we are going to take it as a magnitude of the either of the force and perpendicular distance between them. So that is going to be a couple. So therefore, here the body is going to have a couple. Means one force it is going to rotate the body in one direction. Another force is going to rotate the body in another direction. So here, so if I consider a point here, a fixed point here, then from this, if I consider this is one direction of the force. So it is going to rotate the body in which direction? So that is anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. So here, what is the torque here? What is the torque here? Torque means force into perpendicular distance. So either of the forces, suppose if it is one force, that is F1, and this is another force F2. Suppose F1 and F2 are not equal. Then so F1 into some distance from O, that is D. So that is equal to D1. Suppose if I take here D1. So from here to here, F1 into D1. So this is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So here, so this is another force. So this is also some distance. Suppose if I take it as D2. So this is going to rotate in anti-clockwise direction. So therefore the body is going to rotate here. Continuously it is going to rotate. So the body is not going to be in what is called as equilibrium, because the body is rotating in anti-clockwise direction here. Both the forces. So they are rotating here. So therefore, so the body is not in a rotational equilibrium. But instead of this force, suppose the force is in the downward direction, this force is also downward direction, this force is also downward direction, then the body is going to be in rotational equilibrium. Okay? Yes. So then, example for the couple. We have come across different examples like rotation of the lid of the bottle. ಬಾಟಲ್ ಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಡೌನ್ವರ್ಡ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ, ಅಪ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ತಿರುಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಕ್ಲೋಸಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟ್ಯಾಪ್ ಕ್ಲೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ, ಒಂದು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಒಂದು ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಫೋರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನಿಂದ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಕಪಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬಾಟಲ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಮೆನಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಕಪಲ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಬೈಸಿಕಲ್ ಪೆಡ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಪೆಡ್ಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊ ಒಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಪ್ ಇರ್ತೈತಿ. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ದ ಫೋರ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ರೊಟೇಟ್ ದ ಬೈಸಿಕಲ್. ಸೊ ಲೈಕ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಪಲ್ is going to make the body to rotate. Okay? Yes. Then another concept, that is moment of inertia. What is moment of inertia? The another concept very important. Moment of inertia is represented by the symbol I, where I is equal to, you can see here the formula m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus 1 mn rn square. So what is the meaning of this is, moment of inertia is nothing but it is a point where it is the sum of mass of all the particles of the rigid body and the square of the distances, perpendicular distances from the axis of rotation. Moment of inertia of a body from the axis of rotation, it is defined as it is sum of mass of all the particles like m1, m2, m3, so on, and the square of their distances, product of mass of all the particles and square of their distances from the fixed axis of rotation, that is called as moment of inertia. We can understand through this diagram here. Suppose this is a rigid body having large number of particles like m1, m2, m3, so on, mn. So here what is this? This is the line of action, that is what is called as axis of rotation of the body. The body is, suppose if it is rotating about this axis, then m1 is having some perpendicular distance, that is r1, m2 is away from axis of rotation with the distance r2, and m3 is r3, so on. Then what is the moment of inertia of the particle m1? That is given by is equal to m1 into r1 square. Here m2 r2 square, mass of this particle and square of the distance from the axis of rotation. So sum of all the mass of all the particles and the square of their distances, the product of sum of mass of all the particles of the body and square of their distances from the axis of rotation is what is called as moment of inertia, and it is given by I is equal to this formula, and we can simplify with the summation sign, that is I is equal to mi ri square, where I is equal to 1 to n. If you take here 1, I is equal to m1 r1 square, then I is equal to 2 m2 r2 square, so on like that. So this is about moment of inertia. So today we have discussed important small concepts, definitions like concepts like torque, angular momentum, mechanical equilibrium, conditions for mechanical equilibrium, and couple, and moment of inertia. So today we shall stop here. Next class I am going to continue with the other concepts like the radius of gyration and the perpendicular axis theorem and parallel axis theorem. Thank you.